stars of boxing today, the undefeated WBC Super Welterweight Champion of the world. Demos la bienvenida al invicto Saúl Canelo Alvarez. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the undefeated WBA Super Welterweight Champion of the world, Austin No Doubt Trout.
It's time for coming out. 2 months before Cotto, he said, "This is my momentum time." And he made the Cotto fight look easy in the second half of that. So here we are. The stalker against the mover.
Eyes up his opponent,
and Trout stay on the outside, move laterally, tried up some points. Indication that Canelo does get rolled after a couple rounds. There's Trout continuing to move. These are the rounds for him that are very important, to stick and move. Try to build up, looking for the opening.
You know, this particular human puzzle.
Right hand by Canelo, which if you're up in row 50.
Hand behind it. You'll notice that when Trout punches, his forward foot.
It is a smart way to pile up points if you can stay with that style.
That's why I asked him, can Canelo do this? And break Trout down.
And can he stop the movements? Can he get the right hand leading against this guy? Wild spin. Canelo just missed with the big right hand. He has the idea, the lead right against Court. But you know we'll see that again.
This is where Canelo wants to fight on the ropes.
Got right in on that and worked the body. According to script, round one. Canelo between rounds. We'll see how this plays out. WBC champion Canelo Alvarez, Austin Trout, meeting in this unification in San Antonio, Texas. Dave Bontempo and Larry Merchant with you as we watch the 150 duke it out. That's 40,000 on hand at the eruptions from the Trout would like to make them wait for 12 rounds if he could.
Trout snaps out the left and his right jab. But Canelo now knows what the assault.
He landed a good body shot, landed a good. He's trying to close the distance.
Trout against a fighter like, but it's the 9th and the 10th rounds. You can't afford to start too slow.
No, and
before you know it,
he picked it up here in round 2.
Yeah.
Works the body, good right hand by Canelo. A jab by...
Throwing punches with mean intentions.
Both guys using the formula that has brought them here. Canelo, a little bobbing and scores a nice jab of his own.
Doesn't matter.
Yes. Of aggression in a tight round. If Canelo, round 1 was good. And Austin Trout, between these guys, 67 wins, no losses.
Trout's 5 years older, but he had a long 200-fight amateur career, so it sort of balances out.
Both guys near their prime, certainly
lead.
Trout with the jab, Canelo with the right hand. Trout again. Movement critical. See him circling to his right. Canelo will have to cut off the ring. He takes the left hand and then comes in and shoved around by for Austin Trout. And blocking the shots there by.
But that one sent him off balance. And if an opponent is able to do that to a boxer and keep the boxer but not knowing where it's coming, that works in his favor. We don't know if he can do it, and Trout is trying to fight. The price you're going to pay for this is too high.
Uppercut by is what he's trying to stick out there for Trout. The double jab past that jab. That's his.
How many punches has Trout taken like that? So both of them have something to prove here.
Good third round for Austin Trout. Time! Unification bout. Buzz throughout this crowd, but not an explosion. He tries to. Canelo coming up a little short.
And the crowd, Mexico, Mexico, Mexico. Because he's just too slick and too quick. Otherwise.
By Alvarez, and these are coming up short. And this is the comfort zone that pressure.
And able to keep him off.
And the interesting thing about it is with Canelo, often one punch can turn it around, and there's an uppercut.
You have to do it in an intelligent way.
Just to try and change this guy's movement. There is Trout jabbing on the outside, doing a beautiful job.
Red like his hand, and so no.
There's a good jab,
Right hand by Canelo. You know it was good because Trout shot
behind that, another good jab. And Canelo.
Those are the two most effective punches of the military.
Let's see if that's the case as we head into round 5. The jab in the right hand by Canelo at the end of, if they make Canelo come in more and step up his game. Trying to take the movement away. Waging the fight we expected with Trout boxing, moving, and now Canelo with more urgency.
A couple of body shots followed by a left jab.
And when we talk about applying the pressure, it's a whole different fight, and then it's in his.
You know, Trout is not in there to have a fight. He's in there to win the fight.
But if he gets hit
with
with
the pressure and see how it affects the opponent in half of the fight.
Body shot by good movement. And if he keeps that jab operating, he'll make Canelo regroup. There's a right hook that got in by Austin Trout. And then he beat Canelo by a whisker with his right hand. It's in by Trout. Just missed with a drop. Has not faced as educated a boxer as he is seeing in Austin Trout. Trout probably hasn't seen the same puncher potential as he's seeing in Alvarez, and he's doing of keeping Alvarez at bay.
This is a style fight, you know, but sometimes these kinds of showdowns are determined by what's inside the fighter, not just by what we're seeing here moment to moment.
As Canelo getting a right hand in. At different points in certain fights, guys find another dimension. And you get the sense that whoever wins this finds something a little extra. As Canelo comes in, tries to get past that jab, scores with a good jab of his own.
And I think a short left hand there got Trout's attention.
Uppercut by Canelo. Lands it, he's getting closer. Good uppercut by Alvarez again, and then Trout is back.
And suddenly we have toe-to-toe here. I can't let him think that he can roll over me.
Because that happened as was getting some momentum inside.
Give Trout credit, was finding some range.
And it points to the not only the intellect, but the willingness to gamble there as he did. Trout missing over the top, scores with the jab. Canelo trying to lure him in. And it's Trout
with a good rally.
winning this exchange. Look at the patience and persistence with the jab of Trout. Good body shot.
A fight has broken out.
Normally you would think that's for Canelo's benefit. Style in round 6.
And he's taken some good punches well, part of the inside that we were talking about. How will he respond when he's hit? If the response is to hit back, you've got a prize fighter.
Well, Canelo Alvarez, 41-0-1, 30 knockouts. Austin Trout, 26-0, 14. There's a big right hand that drops Trout. A big breakthrough for Canelo.
That was a straight right hand that caught him early in the round and dazed him and hurt his legs back. But Canelo will try to hurt him here.
Another big right hand by Canelo. The right hand lead against the lefty early in round 7.
Trout fighting back.
Good right hand by Alvarez. Trout right there. Not tying up, not trying to buy time.
Great man.
And so,
young title holders who want to be...
For Trout, that means rising from the hand he took, comes up, and shows a little more, and there's Canelo with another big right hand. Another one. Good left hook. He-handed puncher, and earlier, most likely the best puncher that Trout...
Oh.
Trout is right.
Canelo, the more he puts himself in harm's way.
Where's the jabbing and the movement that was there? It's been taken out of him now by the body shots and the big right hand. Alvarez loading up his next big shot, fires it to the body, and Trout not quite as sure of his jab right now. A lot of steam may have been taken out of him. Good right hand by Alvarez. Excellent right hand in the body. Trout is back, but the soft.
You know that he's not just a manufactured star.
Now, in this showcase here, we've seen each guy do something to nullify their opponent. Trout making it harder for Canelo, and Canelo dropping Trout.
As Trout takes the lead, he may not be getting hooked, but he's getting...
Trout coming up a little short. Canelo trying to launch that right hand lead. Good reflexes by both guys at this stage of the fight. Good pace by both guys. Outside is Trout trying to build up something with the jabs, and then Canelo will take it away with a good right hand. He's had the power. Good right hand lead by driving Trout off.
Yeah, and Trout winced when he was hit with that shot. His eye almost closed. And trying to stick him.
Little role reversal. Here comes Trout. Good body shot by Trout. Good body shot by Alvarez. Nice right hand by Alvarez, and then he wins that exchange. Right now, Trout might feel like he brought the knife to the gunfight. As Canelo, it's a terrific battle at the Alamo Dome. 154-pound unification bout. Dave Bontemps, the ebbs and flows that you would expect from guys who brought unbeaten marks in here. The right hand by Alvarez. It has had. Works the body. Alvarez trying to land halt the movement of Trout. Alvarez scores the right hand after the left. Just misses with the right hand. Left hook by Alvarez. Right hook in grazing fashion got in by Trout. Then a good left hand down the shoot ring in this fight.
It's hard to cut off the ring against a guy who has both his feet under and moves left or right. It's not like he's running in any one direction and you have to cut him off at the pass. He just has to stand there and who's smarter?
Double jab here by Trout. Canelo
To counter him.
Not committing. There's a jab by Alvarez.
And you wonder about
Find something else.
And that's what more than 39,000 paying.
That's the big momentum changer which you see.
And fans are asking themselves right now. He's smart about it. You know, in doing it. He's not being careless. He's up what he can do. And the who's backing off, who's counterpunching.
Body.
It's Canelo back and forth.
As expected at this level, and lived up to the billing. Here is Trout going to the buttoning.
Well, trying to get him to open up so that he can counterpunch him. This is unusual for him. And when neither fighter is lost, they can lose. They don't know about giving up.
We've seen both guys get over some hurdles in this fight. When there's some adversity, that they will dig down and get over it. And boxer has been loyal to that. Stayed outside, moved, made it difficult for Canelo early. And Alvarez, the big puncher, getting inside, scoring a knockdown.
To put some pressure on Canelo. This would be if he's in a tougher fight, then maybe he becomes stalking Canelo at this late stage.
He has to become the gambler and go in Canelo's fight. And there's an uppercut by jab here by Trout. Right hand is blocked. Three nice shots by Trout and a beautiful uppercut by Alvarez. And Alvarez, he was setting a couple rounds ago. He covered up on his head this time. So the trap that he gave up on that, there's a jab hand by Alvarez.
At no point in this fight has Trout landed a punch, step back, or maybe even blink. I don't know how you measure that round to round.
Scorecards over the course of a fight. You know, these are very good shots here by Trout. The multiple of the shots by Trout.
But this is a good round for Trout.
Time!
Of everybody around here.
Can he get it? A legitimate question. Here we go into round 12, the finale. Tactical warfare. Canelo Alvarez, Austin Trout with you here. Larry, through 11, what does the stack up on your scorecard?
I have Canelo ahead. But I recognize the other way, of course.
Here is Trout working on the out. Two fighters who have shown excellence, different methods. Putting in combinations from angles. Alvarez, when he gets Trout, knocking him down and being the heavier puncher and the momentum. Right hand lead by Alvarez.
Once again, the hard punch. How much of an impression the judges in this fight?
Good hard right hand usually wipes out 3.
Forward, trying to make an impression both on Canelo. I'm still here.
Firing harder punches. Right hand by Alvarez. Trout continuing to come forward. Good right hand by Alvarez.
Probably the hardest fight both of them have ever been in.
Yep. We said it before. We thought it was the hardest punch I'd like to do in this fight. It succeeded here, Larry.
Well, he's showing that he has some quality to go.
Take a look at Canelo with that left hook and the good right hand.
There you see a hard jab for Canelo. And it made, because it's unexpected, and here he is with Alvarado on the ropes, but Alvarado shows that he's got some slick and quick himself. Particularly impressive on Trout's part. Here we see as two guys who can box decide to test each other.
Now's when you turn it up. We gotta win.
There's that straight right hand that hurt Trout with his legs, but it didn't take it out of his heart.
No, the first knockdown in his career suffered here. And he came up after this. All right, how significant will this play in the scoring? That was round 7 early on. Trout outside where he wanted to operate, and here was Canelo. Well, if he tried to bait him, it didn't work here.
Oh, interestingly,
right hand against the lefty. Let's find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Ray Danseco, scores the bout 115 to 112. Oren Schellenberger sees it 116 to 111. And Stanley Christodoulou scores the bout 118 to 109. All three in favor of the winner. He is now the WBC, WBA, and Ring Magazine Super Welterweight World Champion, El Orgullo de Guadalajara, Saul Canelo
yes, he did it.
Alvarez.
And if there was any head shaking, it was